to Alastair Eats Food, the podcast.
All right. Here we are on Alastair Eats Food, the podcast. Today's a very special episode. We actually recorded this one back on 4/19. It is the 4/20 edition of Alastair Eats Food, the podcast. And we did it with my good friend, the most 904st man in the 904, Mr. Duval himself, Jason Hunnicutt. Of course, since it's 4/20, you know I've got my co-host with the most, / weed connoisseur / resident weed expert, John King Under the Mountain Deering. Jason Hunnicutt is a great person, a great friend, one of those guys that this scene just really, I don't know if it would function without him. He's one of those guys that is just necessary. He has given a safe space to artists, a place for them to show their talents in many different venues downtown, from Spliff's Gastropub to Ocean Street Tacos to Underbelly and the infamous 1904 Music Hall, or should I say the late 1904 Music Hall. A place that holds a special place in my heart, along with many other people in the Jacksonville music scene. It was a great conversation. Jason's a very smart guy, always a joy to talk to. He has a wealth of knowledge about the city. He's a pretty middle-of-the-road guy when it comes to issues, whether it be social or economic, political. This is the 5th episode. I'm pretty proud of that. We've got countless hours into editing all 5 of these episodes over the last few weeks. I think we're probably going to take a little bit of a break from releasing any new podcasts until we focus on the business end of this a little bit more. We already have a few more recordings at a few different restaurants with a few really special guests to look forward to. But here we are at Spliff's Bayard with Jason Hunnicutt on 4/20 Eve. Jason Hunnicutt, how you doing, buddy?
Fantastic, man.
On
4/20 Eve
yes,
here.
exactly. 4/20 Eve at Spliff's Gastropub.
At Spliff's, baby.
Right here in fucking Bayard, Florida.
That's it. This ain't Mandarin.
This ain't Mandarin.
We in Bayard.
We in Bayard over here, baby. Bayard. That's my stomping grounds when I'm a crazy alcoholic, Bryce Alastair. I've been kind of avoiding it since I've been a sober Bryce Alastair. I go to Bayard to pick up Kurt to go to concerts sometimes.
There you go.
That's about it.
There you go. Yeah, I see Wayne and Kurt in here a few nights. We'll have like the solo nights, Sundays and stuff. Had John Parker Urban. Had Brent Bird in here.
Yeah, Brent's with us tomorrow at Cafe Da Vinci for the 4/20 show.
Oh yeah, nice.
Yeah, he's gonna be sitting in with us. He's been sitting in with us for a few shows.
Nice.
I gave him the open invitation. He used to play bass for the Bryce Alastair band way back, and then when he decided to start gigging again after COVID, I was like, you should just come in and sit in with us,
man,
wail guitar, and
Yeah.
sing with your angelic voice whenever you want to.
Hell yeah.
I love me some Brent Berry,
Dude,
man.
he is a badass.
Yeah, he's one of my partners in crime for sure.
I agree with that, man.
So how you been liking this location so far?
It's been great, man. Six months in here now, almost opened into October. So, 6 months. We're kind of, we hit it pretty good from the opening. We had, obviously downtown, the hype of that. So it's like kind of new but kind of familiar, And I think with at least with this area, people are always looking for that next new place to eat.
Oh yeah.
Kind of from what we got was kind of like it's a lot of chains out here. A lot of people are kind of really searching out mom and pop independent places. So we've definitely gotten some of those, and then with like the regulars, we got a couple already like happy hour regulars. It's kind of different than like downtown. Like downtown, I would say it's more like the foot traffic, event driven. Yeah. Whereas definitely out here, it's like regulars, families. We kind of had to adjust the staffing, but like the first couple months, we were expecting like the late night to be kind of busy, but it's kind of the opposite. Like right here, dinner rush hits at 5 o'clock, and then kind of dies off at like 8 or 9. So it's like the opposite of downtown. It'll pick up till 8 or 9.
I think a lot of it is trying to make sure people are aware that there is a place like this that is open as late as you are here. Because the only places we used to go around these parts after like bar time or around bar time, like around 12 o'clock, service industry time, was like we would go down to Famous Amos or Village Inn. And Famous Amos and Village Inn are both closed. So
what time are you open till?
1 a.m.
Nice.
Yeah. So we got a good late night. At least on the weekends. So we get a little push, but definitely during the week, could definitely let people know.
Do you do live music here?
On Sundays. So we do solo stuff. Yeah, that's awesome. Hadn't really gotten to the full bands yet. Just kind of dipping our toe.
He had mentioned it to me when he saw that I was doing the reviews. He's like, we might need to get you to play on a Sunday. And I just gave him the money sign.
Holla.
Yeah, let me know how much money you got.
Right?
No,
I want to do talk to the building owners, but they kind of shut it down. But I wanted to shut down the parking lot and do like a beer event. Like we had one idea for 420, but
that would be great for a place like this for sure.
Yeah, unfortunately, their insurance.
The good enough thing is that you have enough outside seating here that you can throw those events and get away with, bringing 50 to 100 extra people in here. Just like if you did it as an all-day thing, where it's a people come in and out kind of situation, it would definitely work out right here.
I think that's probably a little bit more aimed at what we were shooting for, more like a beer fest vibe.
Yeah, where you shut down
the whole area. They're like, their insurance was like,
I think all you would really have to do is just close off that area and this area here and make it so people have to buy tickets to get in or whatever.
Absolutely.
Then people would just come and go as the day went on.
Yeah.
One of those kind of situations. Yeah. But man, it's a beautiful day to be out here on the porch at Spliff's, man. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, we got great weather this week, man.
Yeah.
This is why people move here.
Yeah.
This is it.
Yeah, don't French kiss me or anything. All three of my kids just started getting the cold, and I told John, I'm like, man, every time they get a cold, I get a scratch in my throat. Like, not even that I'm sick or anything like that, but I just know that they have the cold, so it's like insecure.
Your body's just like ready to go.
Yeah, I just start taking Alka-Seltzer, being like, man, I got 3 1-hour sets I gotta play in fucking DeLand tomorrow night.
I thought we were doing the 2 1.5 hours.
Or are we going to do 2 1.5-hour sets instead?
Dude, either one's good with me.
That'll be how we have to do it then.
Where y'all at in DeLand?
Cafe Da Vinci.
Nice. Outside?
Yeah. Have you been there?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's great.
I love that place.
Oh, man, look at all this deliciousness. So you still have Cass up there doing the executive chef thing for you, all right?
Correct. Cassie's our executive chef, so like I said, we pretty much launched the concept with her.
Yeah.
2015 there.
Oh yeah.
In 1904.
I've been a patron since day one.
It was an OG when we were over the little call it the food truck kitchen, bro. That kitchen is so small, man.
Yeah, your Ocean Street Tacos kitchen.
Yep.
And you have Ocean Street Tacos going on there now, and then you started a tequila bar where 1904 was.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah. So it's still branded with the Ocean Street Tacos.
Yeah, it's still the same building and stuff like that. You just remodeled it and
got a little tequila event space now.
Yeah.
So we've been doing some DJ nights there and some bar nights, and it's been cool. It's a great little smaller space for like birthday parties. People have had some of their private parties there, and it keeps it a little, I guess, less chaotic than a full live music venue. Like
Yeah. Well, you moved all that down to Underbelly.
Yeah, exactly. Consolidated down.
Put that next to Cowford.
Put that. Yeah. There you go.
Put that next to the valet parking and the prom dresses.
Actually, it was the opposite. They're more because they come in on Ocean Street. That's
true.
So
I guess, it is.
1904 was definitely, I'm sure, some nights probably some great people watching out there on like goth night.
When you have all the metal bands coming to town and parking out in front of 1904, and then all those freaking millionaires are pulling up for valet parking. Like, what in the hell's going on?
Right. Got the metal bands out front.
You're downtown in Jacksonville, Florida, baby.
This is it.
Let's talk about the food, Jason.
Let's do it, man.
What's your favorite thing to eat at Spliff?
I think John got it right there, man. The trust fund.
The trust fund
sure
is
probably my favorite burger. That was kind of actually my
that's your baby
concoction, my baby.
You told me that originally. I remember right there around the lockdown situation. I was there eating at the new when you switched from the Ocean Street Tacos location to the corner.
That's right.
And you and I were talking about it, and you had told I was like, man, you gotta tell guys this is awesome. You're like, actually, this one's mine. This is my baby. But yeah, I love that thing, man.
Yeah, man, it's a staple. We've been playing with some other burger. We did a mushroom and Swiss special here a few months ago. So we kind of we got the staples on there, and then we've been doing like we call them the chalkboard specials, like monthly chalkboard specials, just to kind of test out like if people like it, if it sells. And we actually added a whole new section to the menu. I don't know if you saw the chicken sandwich section.
Oh no, I didn't.
Yeah,
no,
so
I don't know anything about that. See, that's what I'm here to talk about.
Yeah, man. Yeah, so we added recently, probably about 2 or 3 months ago, we started running some chicken sandwich specials. We were getting some, because honestly, red meat's pretty expensive. The price is going up, and so chicken was cheap, and we were like, let's get all this chicken breasts, and let's do some with that. So we ran a Cajun chicken sandwich special. We ran a buffalo chicken sandwich special, grilled chicken. Big fat tender white meat breasts.
Yeah, I know. No, you don't screw around.
We don't skimp you here, man.
I tell you what. What was the sandwich that you? I've had 2 sandwiches that got discontinued at Spliffs that were my go-to sandwiches. One was the Ziggy, right? That was the Ziggy was the pastrami.
Yeah.
And the pastrami got too expensive, and everybody's like, "There's no way we could sustain this." And I totally understand that, because I've heard like delis that run in pastrami say pretty much like they're going to go out of business for having to try to sustain it.
It's like a lost leader.
It's
just getting people there.
At that point. It is. That's it.
Yep.
That's it. And then you had the Mama Cass, which was the pork belly sandwich.
Yep.
Which was my favorite. That was like my go-to. As soon as they got rid of the Ziggy and then they had that, I was like, well, this works.
Which a little bit of sick humor. We actually called it that, not necessarily because of Cassie, but there's a lot of music and hippie references to our food. I don't know if you know, Mama Cass actually died from eating a ham sandwich.
Yeah, there you go.
From the mama.
So that's the dirty inside joke.
Yeah, it's a little
Get here.
fun.
Don't worry, this is an explicit podcast. We warn everybody under your food review that the podcast is explicit.
Yeah, the full version, unedited.
Man, the first one that we did with Chip, it was you got a rock and roll musician and a executive chef. And it's like, might as well just add a sailor, and you got I said, fuck, 362 times.
in every way possible. You have a verb, you have an adjective, no noun, proper noun.
Oh, man. My brother Shane wanted to be with us today so bad. He's like, I'll just sit on the side and just be quiet the whole time.
That's my job.
Yeah, well, one thing that Shane would like to do is fact check me, because you always say you haven't done things that you have done. I'm like, well, to be fair, I spent 70% of my life drunk as shit. So I can't remember a lot of the things I've done.
So did it really happen?
Yeah.
Oh, well, hey.
He was all bitching about one of the places in St. Augustine. We were riding by the Chiba Hut on the podcast one time, and we were talking about, oh, you been to Chiba Hut? And I was like, no, I haven't been there, but my buddy owned Spliffs, and my old keyboard player had a place that was, weed-driven kind of place, where they had, and Shane's like, you've been to Chiba Hut, dude. We just fucking went there when we were in Athens. He's like, if you would have had John or me on, we would have told you that. I was like, I fucking can't remember.
Is that the name of that place?
Yeah, see, you don't even remember.
I was trying to remember that place. That place was awesome.
It's the sub place, right? It's Chiba Hut. Yeah. It's like a chain, I think, right?
It is a chain because there's one in St. Augustine. I didn't know it was a chain until...
I think it started in Denver, I wanted to say. I want to say it started
I believe you're right.
Place to start.
Yep, exactly.
But yeah, when Chip mentioned it, I was just like, oh man, everybody does that. My buddy Jason did that with Spliffs. My keyboard player used to have a burrito place with a weed concept. It's like... And then Shane's like, yeah, you've been to that other one too, you dumbass.
We were a little nervous, like I say, when we first, we're going to call it all this stuff, came up with the menu. It was kind of like, is Jacksonville ready for this? Well, it's 2015, it still was like, it wasn't even wasn't even medical yet in 2015.
Yeah. No.
So it was like,
no, you were taking a chance, but it was a good chance.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we kind of knew our crowd too. Obviously, 1904.
And when you started, it was like you said, in like that little
sliver, the food
sliver,
truck,
like you knew that you just throw a wall up, put that little section there, and
that's it. And now we're cooking.
And now you're fucking cooking.
Yeah,
that's it. I love it.
Yeah,
how's the baby, man?
Oh, the baby's good, man.
The 904 baby.
Yeah,
I tell you what, one of my most proud moments was knowing that our band was the 904 baby's first show. Yep. Official show. Yeah, that is pretty funny.
He's been to a few. And actually, I just bought Limp Bizkit tickets for Tampa.
Oh,
I bought an extra one just in case I got to bring them. In case we couldn't get a sitter. That I was like, that might be his first amphitheater show. Might get him into some Limp Bizkit.
That's the second time Limp Bizkit's been mentioned on this podcast.
You need to have him on.
It's a great band. It's a great band. Absolutely.
It's funny because like. That waiter at Ginger Bistro, he's like, Limp Bizkit's back. And we were like, where the fuck did that come from? And
I mean, in my life, they never went away.
Yeah. Chip was all like, yeah, man, I was just sitting here and I was thinking, Fred Durst, like, where does that fucking come from?
You're in Jacksonville.
They were in Jacksonville. But we weren't
we
here
were
in St. Augustine.
That's right.
Same thing. Close enough.
Same.
Outer
same
Jacksonville.
I'd probably get my ass kicked for saying
that. St. Augustine people might not appreciate that.
No, that's what,
It's St. John's County.
They're like, Jacksonville's dangerous, man. Yeah. Keep that Jacksonville shit up in Duval.
Yeah, dude.
I'm just sitting here staring at this food like
y'all need
I'm
like
not ready to start eating. I'm
dive
going to
in
drink a
if you
bunch of
want
NA beer and then I'm going to eat this at the end of it. I know what it all tastes like. I
I'm
know
taking
it's
a bite
all
of my
good.
burger.
I got a beautiful homegrown sitting in front of me with the fucking mac and cheese. We got the cucumber salad right there.
Goat cheese salad.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Those are
And the trust fund, which is just the most amazing thing. Jason and I both told John to get the trust fund
That's
because
fucking amazing.
that's
highly
usually the
advised.
go-to.
Yep. Lot going on there. The sun-dried tomatoes, the garlic aioli in that thing, the goat cheese, balsamic drizzle on that thing.
We put balsamic drizzle on everything in my
Dude, I
house.
love it.
It's like,
yeah. And then
what
they
does this need? This needs some condensed balsamic drizzle.
and bourbon candied bacon actually on that thing.
that's
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah. Not just the regular bacon. We gotta get that bourbon candied bacon.
Gotta hit it with the goods. How was Texas? You were just in Texas.
Just in Texas, man, dude. We did the eclipse.
You just went out to Texas. You didn't tell anybody you were going out to Texas. Nobody knew you were out there in Texas except for maybe me because your mother had told me. And then I started texting you about the podcast.
That's it. Yeah, we did it low key. I mean, me and the wife, we try to obviously, take time and do things together. So we actually we went to the 2017 eclipse in Charleston. That was kind of really what got us like, man, it was life changing to be in that 5 minutes where essentially the sun gets blacked out.
Yeah.
Full night, temperatures drop in, man. It's like that was like when we first did it, I was like, it's like, it's like one of those things make you feel just really small. Makes you really believe in God.
Oh, yeah. I'll give you that because I was laying on the roof of our farmhouse up on the property in Michigan, watching the meteor shower with my Uncle Blaine, and we were stoned out of our minds, just looking up, and I mean, fireballs going across the sky, and you're just like, what happens if we're in front of one of these fireballs? With no light pollution, because we're up there in the middle of nowhere, Michigan. There's no light pollution, no bullshit. Just fireballs flying across the sky. You could see the damn things on fire, man. Like, you could see, leaving just blazing smoke trails across the sky. It was
crazy.
nuts.
It happens. It's so regular. It's just
It's
it's so random. It's just always happening out there.
It's always happening.
We're just in our little.
You especially don't see it if you're in Jacksonville.
No.
Sometimes I get lucky and see some stars in Jacksonville if I'm in the middle of the St. Johns River on my boat and away
Pitch
from
black.
Yeah.
Or you go to the beach.
Yeah, or you go to the beach.
Yep.
But even the beach, man, when we come in from offshore during the nighttime a lot, and you can see this big gray just cloud of light pollution over the city. You know what I'm saying? Where you can see how far the light actually stretches across the sky.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, man, what a shitty view for all them people. You been playing any drugs, man?
A little bit with Universal Green still.
Yeah.
So we did a pop up.
love?
Yeah. So we did a pop up out there, the 904 thing in the Jack's Beach Pavilion. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a fun band, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I love it.
We got great. Jack Rink is in the band. So
Yeah, dude. We share Jack.
Yeah, anytime you play in a band with Jack Rink, it's a good time.
Yeah.
Bro.
We share Jackie.
Yeah, it's a good time, man. So yeah, it's just it's a fun project. Everybody's been in it now for 5, 6, 7 years now. At least I've been playing with him. I think Daryl's had the project, the singer, for almost 10.
I'll tell you something about Jack Rinka, man. I took my kids to watch Jackie open up the Jack's River Jams or play the Jack's River Jams the other day. My daughter looks up. My daughter loves Jackie. She loves all you guys, But she looked at me with the biggest, saddest puppy dog eyes and said, "Does this mean Jackie's not in our band anymore?" And I said, "Darling, Jackie's probably in 4 of the bands on this bill."
Exactly.
He'll play drums in the next one.
Yeah. He was playing drums with Rambler Kane before it, and then he gets up to be the front man of Jackie Stranger. And Lord knows if he was playing with anybody else. I don't even know who was out. I left after that. So.
I forgot he plays in Rambler Kane too.
Sometimes. Whenever Rambler wants a man, I'm guessing for bigger events.
Yeah, yep. He's got Bo and the Burners.
Bo and the Burners. Bo and the Burners is the only one that we ever have colliding schedules with. But
they play a lot.
But he has a substitute that picks up for him with Bo and the Burners a lot. If he knows we need him, he's just like, okay, I'll
make it happen.
Dig
Definitely, Dig Dog is definitely the. Yeah. We actually, it was one of the first shows we had at 1904. I guess they had broken up for a while, but they wanted to do a reunion show, and so they wanted to do it on 9/11, and they did the twin towers of Dig Dog. It was a hell of a show, man.
Yeah. That shit is, it's like corky prog rock, man.
Yes.
It's really it's fun to watch.
Yeah.
It's like if you haven't seen Dig Dog, you need to go.
It's a
watch
show.
Dig Dog.
It's a show. I think didn't they open up for Molly Hatchet?
Yeah, which is weird.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, is it Molly Hatchet? There's not a single original.
Yeah.
Same thing I feel about Leonard Skinner. Like, dude, just call yourself the tribute band. You are literally beating this horse to fucking death, and you're killing me.
Mm-hmm.
I can't see that name.
My wife
happening.
actually, she's a physical therapist, and she works up there in Georgia. She's working up at St. Simon's, and she had Dave from Molly Hatchet his last, I guess, year or two of life.
Yeah.
He was up there with her, and like he was telling her all kinds of stories.
Dave Lubeck?
Yeah,
Yeah.
And she was.
He
Like,
was the, like, if he's still in the band, cool, whatever, call it Molly Hatchet.
Yeah.
He's gone.
Yep.
It's not fucking Molly Hatchet.
Nah. But she would be like, yeah, this guy, he's in the band. I can't just, HIPAA. She couldn't tell me exactly. It's like, the band.
She's like, Gator Country, where do we live? Where do we live, Jason? Your wife's sweet as can be, too.
Yeah, dude.
You and I are both lucky with that.
Oh, man, dude.
Because I feel like we're both, like, nose to the grindstone, kind of, like, always.
Yeah, always doing something. Always
Yeah,
got,
kind of like it's hard to stop us to get us for a second.
Yeah.
And I feel like our you got to have people like Rachel and your wife to do that.
Yep.
To be like that.
Yep.
You have
To be that yin to the yang,
Yeah,
as I say.
yeah.
Like, I don't know if, like, you're definitely opposites attract,
She,
I guess.
yeah, exactly.
Kinda
Like
one of those
she's
things.
thinking for me half the time.
Yeah.
Shit, that's one reason I love John. When John's around, dude, it's like he like substitutes in for Rachel. He's like thinking for me the whole time because I'm such a fucking scatterbrain. I've got so many things going on.
Yep.
I'm always biting off more than I can fucking chew.
That's it.
And
dude.
it's just like, hey, does anybody know where my keys, my wallet, my phone, and everything else in the world is right now?
But I got this great idea.
Yeah.
Exactly.
John, is the record button fucking, is everything lit up?
Everything's good. Goddamn, I hope so.
Oh, God.
I'm gonna get a
Imagine
refill. You
that.
know one, John?
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll
please.
take another one of
I got
these,
you guys.
too.
Yep.
Thank
What
you,
you drinking,
brother.
man?
Coke, please. Dude, these fries are fucking
Yeah,
awesome.
everything's amazing here.
Ketchup or anything? For
Nah, dude, they're
Yeah.
perfect. I'm trying it all, dude.
I think, and that's the same reason why I got the homegrown this time around, is that anytime that we're about to play a show or shows or whatever, my body like goes into this like run on minimum mode. Drink a lot of water. Make sure you have a place to piss and do your job, Bryce.
Not mine.
He's like, not
Mine's
me.
I want food.
Dude, you will eat on set breaks. You and Jackie both. And
Oh,
Ernie. You guys will all eat on
I need
set.
that energy, dude. Dude, I've eaten in the middle of shows.
In the middle of shows. Like,
During
oh, yeah,
during
yeah.
the show, I've had fucking sandwich on the amp.
Yeah.
Take a bite after a fucking song.
I've got to feel like I'm near death when it all ends. And then after it ends, then it's like go to Waffle House,
Waffle House.
and fucking and eat the fucking whole.
Exactly. I'm down with that. Because I'll eat during the show and then I'll go
Yeah.
eat Waffle House.
Yacht rocking inside.
Oh yeah.
So that was the last
That's fine,
trail
man.
pass, but I figured you
That's fine. I love
dig
this
that
Sam
one.
Adams. I love just the haze.
Man, those all the newer NA beers, dude. I guess since they've done that alcohol evaporation thing now,
Yeah.
it's crazy, bro. Because I do dry January every year, and like it's before I just cold turkey it, but like the last 2 years, actually about 3 years ago, it was Untitled Arts. Their NAs, man. I was like, what is this, dude? Like, I had a hazy, and it was like, it looked like a hazy, tastes like a hazy. Like,
But-
damn.
yeah.
But, like, no hangover, no headache.
Yeah, a
No,
lot of those places are doing that stuff, man. A lot of them have the hops waters. A lot of them have the CBD drinks.
Yep.
And, you know, it's just like, and you were probably the first person to give me the CBD drinks because when I first quit drinking, I was at 1904, and you're like, oh, we're out of whatever NA you normally had on.
Yeah, I think we used to just do that.
I think it was the Heineken 00,
Yeah.
which is what I usually drink anyways, because that's what most people have, and it's 00. But then you were just like, man, try one of these CBD drinks or something. I had that, and I was like, well, shit.
Well, shit, we get
Then I
another
kind of
one.
found out that as long as I have like a sparkling water,
Yeah.
even like
something in your hand.
just something that doesn't
taste
taste like it's like
Yeah. straight water.
yeah,
Carbonation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just a little bit of bubbles.
a little bit of bubbles. Yeah, just give me something with some bubbles and no alcohol in it, and no sugar, please. Not too much sugar, anyways.
Well, dude, yeah, the NA beers are like super low calorie too,
Oh,
like
yeah,
60
man.
cals,
Yeah.
70 cals, like.
That's why I don't
Yeah.
I don't have any fat on me. That
Yeah.
and fucking all the push-ups that I've been doing.
Hell yeah.
I stay up on top of them push-ups to be able to lift all them freaking kids around all over the place all the time. Man.
Get up as there's a CrossFit gym around the corner of my house, and I keep telling my wife, I'm like, I need to go do it. Got to work on this dad bod. This kid ain't getting any lighter.
You've been running still? I know you
used to run a lot.
Yeah,
man.
you were doing like fucking
5-6 miles.
Yeah, big runs. I remember being like, man.
Yeah, the kid came along and then kind of stopped. So it is what it is, like, you know. But I definitely need to get back into the there's a CrossFit gym. So at least with that has like some accountability, someone yelling at you. You know, like
I think Rachel, her thing when it comes to working out is like she likes to have a workout partner, and it can't be me. She does not like me watching her fucking workout.
You critiquing the whole time? Like,
I don't think I do. I don't know. She just won't work out in front of me. I guess it's, you know.
Yeah, whatever.
We've been together 18 years. It's like, man, I walk in the bathroom to give you toilet paper and shit. Can't fucking work out in front of me?
Yeah, you can't do no push-up?
Yeah.
Can't see a struggle?
Yeah. I just want to see the struggle.
But yeah, man, so been definitely need to get back into the health game. But I think, I don't know, really, so I've actually definitely, I don't know, say cut back, but definitely like sugar and like, you know, obviously like bread, you know, like that's definitely, you know.
That's the stuff that gets you.
That's what gets you, man. Yeah. Even beers, like, I mean, I'll drink a few beers here and there, but like I prefer bourbon or something, you know, with no carbs.
Yeah. You prefer all the stuff that I had to go away from. That was the problem, is those Jon and Creek Fish Camp old fashions. I would go to Jon and Creek Fish Camp, or that's where my boat's at. So I would go to the boat, and I use my boat as my office. Yeah. It's like where I go to get away from the kids and everybody, and I sit at the boat, do my stuff, take care of business, and then I'd be like, well, let me go have some lunch at Jon and Creek Fish Camp. And I'd get that fish sandwich, and then if they didn't get the fish sandwich out before my second old-fashioned, it was over. It's like, I'm not eating that sandwich now. Throw it in a to-go box, give me another old-fashioned.
Give me 3 or 4.
I'm going to be sloppy as fuck drunk at 5 o'clock on Tuesday.
Yep.
And that's another problem, is being able to be in control of your own schedule.
Yep.
Because then you're really...
Then you can really find the time, too.
Yeah, you can find the time, and then everybody's like, that guy's got a fucking problem, man. It's Monday, or it's Tuesday. Little do they know that I just don't like doing shit on Mondays, and I control my own schedule.
Because I work on Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah, because I have to go play music on Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
That's it. Monday is the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I think NoFX wrote a song about that, actually.
They did.
Where's your main focus, here in Bayard at the moment? Or,
I mean,
or are you still doing the
right now.
Downtown's
definitely taking up a lot of our time. There's a lot more, especially really Underbelly, you know, because that's always something new, always something happening, always something to coordinate. I mean, now that we've kind of limited that this year, we didn't stop doing lunch over there.
Yeah.
Kind of spinning our wheels as just being, trying to be both barbecue restaurant and full concert venue.
It's so hard to get people to understand that that's going on.
Yeah.
When they're used to something being a concert venue.
It's a concert venue.
They're like, that shit's not open at lunch. I'm like, no, trust me, Underbelly's open, and they got good barbecue.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So,
you
know, it was a little over a year and a half we were doing it, and don't me, the food's amazing, and everyone that had it, everyone that had it loved it, but it was just kind of like, man, we looked at the 2023 cost of opening those hours versus when the money was coming in. It's like, hey, this is obviously a music venue, but still, you know, we still got the full barbecue menu over there. Perry's, you know, our head chef now, and he's killing it. So, but that's definitely taking up time. And then obviously we got this new Spliffs. We're kind of leaning
Perry,
into
which Perry?
Not old Perry that I used to work at.
Not the Perry that
not the old Perry that Underbelly. I know what
you know who I'm thinking.
Yeah, Perry. Perry's safer actually. So he's been with us now probably over a year there at Underbelly. Alex hired him when we had Alex as our pit master and kitchen manager, and they've been doing a good job. So Perry came from Mojo's, was at Mojo's for a long time over there, and so he brought a lot of barbecue knowledge.
I saw Alex is over at that place that you're talking about.
ABBQ. Yeah, he's doing real good over there, man.
We keep on having this debate on but I just cannot stand fancy places that have barbecue. If it's too fancy, it's just not going to work for me.
That's not real barbecue.
I have to have the atmosphere. Yeah. I got to be either like out in the middle of the country, and there's just like woodpeckers is just popped up right there, and there's nothing around it except for weedmans across the street or whatever. And then it's like Austin, Texas, all these places that have barbecue places that are open, and they fucking are closed once they run out of meat. Yeah. And literally, like, they'll open the doors, there'll be a line. Come fucking 3:30, they're fucking out of meat. Yep. And Woodpeckers was like that when they started, dude. They were running out of their shit all the time, man. And but no, I understand that ABBQ. Everybody's told me the fucking barbecue's awesome there.
Oh yeah,
it just looks. All the pictures look so fancy. I'm just like, you'd have to twist my arm.
I'll tell you, their brunch.
You'll get me there, though.
Their brunch is amazing, man. Their brunch is definitely next level brunch. I had some there's a brisket Benedict, I guess, eggs Benedict. Wow, you got bug me.
What?
They're gone now.
Trying to get me.
Flying off.
Trying to get me. Probably
Florida,
landing on my scum stash. That's what Rachel said. She goes, I can always tell when you haven't played a show for 3 weeks because your fucking scum beard comes in. Yeah, I don't like to shave. The only time I shave is when I know we're about to play a show. Tomorrow morning, I'll probably shave.
too.
I might shave tonight just so I don't have red blotches all over my face tomorrow. That's about it.
You ever been to down in DeLand, the Half Wall Pub?
No.
I've heard of that.
It's good, great. Yeah, if you look for some good food, they definitely is worth.
See, that's what we need to do. We need to get that's what we were talking about, is finding a place down there to do. The main thing is having somebody like you that's been to a place to recommend us. Because I've explained that before on the podcast as well, where I'm not into giving people bad reviews. My thing is we either always know the chefs, we know the owners. It's a place that we come to all the fucking time. It's like a place that we're patrons of. Mm-hmm. So it's I'm not coming to give bad reviews. I'm coming to tell people about the places I like to go.
Exactly.
That's even a better kind of sort of a podcast. I don't know, at least because you're hyped on the place. It's I don't know,
if you are on my podcast, you have an establishment that I want to be at.
Exactly.
Okay? Yep. I'm not going to spread negative shit unless it's about that Augie's Fresh and Frightening dude. Yeah. Fuck that guy.
Was that the blog down there?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, dude, that guy's paid to play.
Really?
Big time, man. He spread a bunch of rumors about fucking Chip and the people at Cats on the Water getting frozen fish, and that was just because he wanted to steer their clientele to... I literally, once I found all this out, because Chip was like, man, we had to do these videos walking people through our coolers to show them the thousands of pounds of fucking badass fish we have.
And shit spreads so fast on the internet, dude.
Yeah, and I'd already seen that dude was deleting people's reviews, good reviews too, deleting good reviews and deleting comments, and everybody was talking about it. Well, he posted 4 or 5 times on a Sunday about, the patio has plenty of seating available at...
But it's funny you say that, because I do recall on that Jack's restaurant review site, the Scoop or whatever, someone mentioned, because obviously there was something going on there where they were saying some restaurants were giving discounts or paying customers to review it on there. Yeah. And I guess they wanted to say, full transparency or whatever, obviously try to keep it fair, one review by the, per day or whatever. And then someone commented on there, they're like, we trust this site because it is, open and, blah, blah. We had that instance in St. Augustine.
Yep.
And I didn't know why. I didn't know what he was talking about. That makes sense.
And that's the kind of shit that I'm not afraid to say on the podcast.
Yeah.
Because that's shitty shit.
I public information, too. It's hey, what's your name? And you just look up the LLC. It's you're on that. Or you got, interest.
What the...
Yeah.
It's so stupid, man.
Yeah, the internet's, it's all out there. Ain't no hiding on the internet.
I would because the first episode of the podcast, when Chip was really going in it, and Chip was really telling me about the whole situation, and giving me all the evidence and laying it out for me, I edited it all out of the podcast. Because I was just we don't need to have that shit on there, bad blood right away or anything. And then after that dude fucking blocked me from his group for asking a simple question, without even being a dick, I just said, do you have a vested interest in this place or something? 2 minutes later, blocked from the group. I'm yeah, man, I called him a human diaper stain.
Yes.
Call you a human diaper stain.
Very colorful language.
Yeah. Yeah.
Props.
You gotta do what you gotta do, man.
Yeah, man.
Ever since I was telling John this, ever since I've been sober, even the people that I used to not care for, I've been trying to find the good qualities in everybody.
Yeah.
And most of the time I found that even people I didn't care for before, I like them now because I'm looking for the good qualities. Yeah. I'm not trying to pick out the shit that I don't like about them.
Sure. Sure.
This is what I'm trying to work on.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be that guy. It's always like that, though. Anytime you're doing something that either A, somebody wishes they were doing, or B, somebody that already doesn't like you much sees that you're being successful at, you're going to have the haters. You guys, with that shit that went down during the riot situation, I was just I don't even want to get into it, but I was just come on, man.
Internet,
These guys have done nothing but help all of you fucking people out forever and give you a fucking safe space.
It was the fucking Sunrise Cinema thing, how fast that thing got spread. There was going to be a parking garage.
Yeah, and it wasn't even going to be a parking garage.
No, not even going to be. But, I feel bad. The owners of the building was Jack Shad and all them, nice people. literally mobs are forming in 5 Points, because they're the rumor that is going to be a parking garage, or just like
we shared that thing just to get the email sent because we do love Sunray, but
oh no, for sure,
it's one of those things that, like you said, you do got to think about people that are on the other end of this. This is just a building. What if they have sick family members and they don't have time to handle this shit, or whatever?
Yep.
You don't know.
Well, and also too, like I guess like that from reading about the historic designation, never would allow it to be a parking garage.
Oh no!
So you're like, it's definitely. It sucks that that they don't renew and they might lose a cinema in there because obviously there ain't no independent theaters left in this town.
Oh yeah, San Marcos closed. So.
San Marcos closed. I think the one theater's left is is there one in Putnam, Palaca or Green Cove? Green Cove has a theater, I believe, an old timey theater. But
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's about it. Like there's no more old school theaters like that. It sucks.
At the end of the day, I mean it's the same thing with like everybody getting pissed off about 1904 closing.
Yeah. Yep.
It's like, fuck, man. Business is business.
That's it, man.
You guys want Underbelly 1904? We can't have both.
We wanted both.
Can't have both.
We wanted both.
We wanted both.
We tried.
You guys didn't show up, motherfuckers.
We tried. That's it. Yeah, that's it. Dude.
What is it?
Yeah, the market dictates. So that kind of is what it is.
That's what Rachel and I, we've been together 18 years, but we're still not married. And we were thinking about getting married at 1904. I'm like, because I want to get married at a place that has longevity. And
oh shit! And then, like, a couple
you
months
and I
later,
were talking about something, and you gave me almost like a heads up without giving me a heads up. Like things are going to be changing. We're going to be expanding the Ocean Street Tacos, and I kind of got like, there goes that. Might as well get married at Florida Theater because that's where.
There you go. That's the oldest
protected.
standing.
Yeah.
That's the only theater actually still in town. There was at one point, I guess, like 10, 12 theaters in downtown, just like the Florida Theater. That parking garage across the way from us used to be the Palace Theater. Used to be, the whole block was the Palace Theater.
Oh man,
that's
pretty
They tore
cool.
that shit down in like the 60s. That's wild, man.
I can't wait to see what your mom's reaction is.
My mom, shout out
we're
to
gonna have to get
Stephanie Hunnicutt.
Yeah, exactly, man.
#1 supporter since day one.
Yeah, and my #1 supporter too. Good
She
Lord.
loves some Bryce Alastair, man. She does. She likes, pretty much she likes a lot of the good local bands.
Yeah.
Like, you guys, John Parker Irvin.
Oh man, yeah.
She goes to. She regularly frequents Southern Grill. She'll be going up there. She won't even tell me she's going up there.
Yeah.
You're like, I was just a Southern Grill. I'm like, when?
Well, we introduced her to Tom Burrow.
Yep.
And then, of course, her and my mom have a relationship now. They're good friends. They talk all the time.
Yep.
And it's like, it's cool because now she has her own, I mean, I'm sure she already had her own thing, but I mean, now she can come and see what you're doing.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
A lot of times our parents don't realize that how respected some of us are in certain circles, My mom was at the J.J. Gray New Year's Eve show, and you guys had an after party going on at 1904, and she said she showed up with like 5 or 6 people, and you let them all come in for free, and they were like $20 or $30 ticket. So she was just like, holy shit, it's good being Bryce's mom.
Yeah, there you go. That's it, man. That's it, dude.
Oh yeah, you gotta take care of the moms, man.
Take care of Mama Dukes, man. Yeah. Not a lot of people still got Mama Dukes around, so it's like, you gotta appreciate the one you got and the time you got with it, for sure.
Yeah, my mom moved down here when I was actually like
She from Michigan as well?
Yeah. Okay. She moved down here on my 6th birthday. I came home from school, I was like, where the fuck mom at? And I remember Shane and I were trying to stay up all night. Or not all night, but until 10. Because mom would let us stay up until 10 to watch Beavis and Butthead.
Hell
Yeah.
And dad was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Go to bed. And I was like, oh, shit's going to change around here now. But yeah, that kind of started the love affair with Jacksonville. I was already a Leonard Skinner fan, though. I remember one of my earliest memories was riding down Brant Road, which I named my son Brant after that little road, that town. We were riding down Brant Road, and I think Gimme 3 Steps was on, and I was like, man, this is awesome. And then my dad was like, that's Leonard Skinner, man. And I remember hearing that and being like, this shit changed my life.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome.
And then my grandfather, I used to ride around with him listening to fucking Robert Johnson and all that, Sun House and Lead Belly and all the blues music. So.
Yep. Actually, I mean, like Skinner and pretty much just Southern rock. Like my dad grew up on the west. My mom and dad grew up on the west side. They both graduated from Forest.
Yeah.
So fucking like they were. My mom actually worked at Red Lobster with Judy when they were in they were like 20s, like early 20s. It was so funny, and like my dad knew all those guys. Like it was a normal thing, hearing about Leonard Skinner and like Southern rock, Molly Hatchet, Allman Brothers.
Yeah, that's the crazy thing to people back home because I didn't move down here until I think I was just about to turn 18. And when I moved down here, it didn't take me long before I was playing places like Freebird and Jackrabbits.
Yep.
You know, like the Bryce Alastair band started here in 2007, and by 2008 we were like actively playing these places. And I remember some of my friends being back home being like, "Wait, dude, so you actually like talk to like Ronnie Van Zant's wife?" By 2014 or 2015, if I seen Judy Van Zant, her and I were having a conversation. You know, it was like, and Melody and all of them. You know, so it's crazy to look up to a band like I did, because when you're from Michigan, it seems so far away.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely.
And then
like for me, like being from Jacksonville, it just seems like so, you know, ubiquitous. Like it's like, yeah, it's just Skinner, it's everywhere.
I still go to Ronnie Van Zant's grave and fucking.
Yeah, I remember
brush
going.
off
Well,
the
so I used to live in
fucking
Orange Park there, and like my my aunt, she was buried in that cemetery, first cemetery.
Oh,
where
yeah,
it was.
yeah, before they moved him.
Before they moved him, and we used to stop by that all the time. Yeah, it was just normal growing up, you know, Skinner and Van Zant's, and you know, it was like it's part of Jacksonville, like West Side, you know.
Yeah, sometimes I'll be riding down the street and I'll just be like going over the Shands Bridge. There's like that Pepsi commercial where Leon Wilkinson's riding over the Shands Bridge in a hot rod. And it's like, dude, every time I go over that bridge, that's what I think about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Every time I go over the Matthews Bridge, I think of Limp Bizkit.
Yeah.
John Otto, take it to the Matthews Bridge.
Yeah, exactly, man.
Yep.
It's good stuff though, but that's what we were talking about that with Hampton.
Yeah.
Because Hampton's like, Menorcan traces family lineage back to Northeast Florida for hundreds of years.
That's
kind
awesome.
of things, you know, that kind of shit. So he's talking about, you know, like the people that like me that moved down here. And I'm like, dude, I said I'd leave. I will leave. I would much rather live on my property in Michigan. But the Bryce Alastair band's always going to be based out of Jacksonville, Florida. There's always going to be a little warehouse or something somewhere.
Yeah, I'm gonna have an amp. We're gonna jam.
Housing the Bryce Alastair band.
It's a little similar to Florida, right? And there's no state income tax in there?
No, there's state income tax.
Oh, okay.
That's why I told my dad. Like, right now we're working on this project where we're going to start basically farming like the front 9 acres of our 80 acres we have up there, the family situation.
Ooh, yeah, bro. You know, I had a small hot sauce business, me and my wife.
Oh, did?
Yeah, we had one. It was during COVID mostly, but like,
I think I do remember.
Yeah, I was making it called Duval Fun Sauce. I was selling it at the Spliff over there. Yeah. So we were growing like Reapers, Ghost Peppers, Scorpions, like, and we had good 5 or 6 different recipes. I was buying the bottles from was it Duval Containers and Plastic Bottling Shop, buying like all these. We were making it, batching it up, bottling up in our kitchen, man, and like it's a fun little hobby. And then like it really got to a point to where like it was selling.
And you're like, are we gonna keep doing this?
Yeah, like it's not like work. Like,
it is work.
Not only is it farming, like, and then manufacturing, like, and it ain't like hand labeling stuff.
Exactly,
man.
Man.
It was fun during COVID, but like once it got to the point, we're like, nah.
Jason Morrison and I were gonna do a band hot sauce. And Jason had already worked out some recipes.
Oh, dude, yeah.
And Jason always says, I love you more than a hog loves slop.
That's a great name.
So we were going to call it Bryce Alastair Band's Hog Slop.
Okay, yeah.
And do this whole thing. So I have like 300 and some odd amount of bottles.
A little 5 ounces.
Yeah, and then Jason decided that, you know, that him and his family got the opportunity to move up to her property up in Georgia. And you can't pass down that opportunity. They could sell their house down here for more than it was ever going to be worth, you know. So it's like...
Yep.
So they relocated, and the idea kind of went to the wind. So I was like, you know, Uncle Brett got all this hot sauce. So we started pitching the idea back and forth and realizing how much work it was going to be. So we have 2 guys, my Uncle Philly, who was like my nanny growing up, my dad's best friend. And then my Uncle Bob, who's my Aunt Barbie. It's her brother, so he's like a uncle-in-law. But guys have been my uncles my whole life. They are like what I call the gatekeepers of the property. They're the 2 that are always at the property. My Uncle Brett makes a joke that when the Brown Boys show up to the property, we frolic around like little princes, and that we miss out on all the actual
all
work.
The hard work, all the hard work.
To keep it so like the trails man.
Picking tomatoes.
Yeah. Which every time I'm there, I bust my ass doing things. I find work to do. Yeah, John will vouch for that.
Could you use it for some cultivation, for some medical?
Mushrooms are legal in Michigan right now. I think they passed it. Yeah, I think they passed psilocybin.
Well, I was thinking cannabis. Isn't cannabis legal?
Oh, well, yeah, cannabis is, but see, that's another thing. Yeah, that's what it's everywhere, dude. We've got pounds of it just hanging out. I mean, John's been working on the same gallon bag that my uncles threw at him the first time he went up there. He's been working on that for 3 times that he's been up there.
Well, because I guess Michigan's been inundated for a while. Because if they were medical a long time ago, they were medical.
They basically went straight recreational.
I
mean, they were medical just for a minute.
And it was like...
they were like, fuck this, too much money.
Everybody
we need the
has
money.
pounds.
Yeah, we all
Just
thought that
giving it
we would
to
have badass roads because of it or something, because of all that extra
Schools
money.
aren't that much better?
Nothing's better, dude. You go to Flint and you get shot in the leg, you're going to be laying there for 2 days before the cops... Before they send a community service officer to come check on what's
In a
going
pile of garbage.
in a pile of garbage on 475.
Yeah.
But you might have clean water, right? You might get some clean water. You got to change some pipes.
Oh my god.
You'll get a good
you gotta
Tony.
you gotta have some clean water to grow the pot. So they gotta at least get rid of the iron for that.
Well, and there was a lot of people, like we have friends, mutual friends, that were going up there to do weed business. And so it's just like he said,
oversaturated.
It's oversaturated. It's everywhere. If you could jump into the psilocybin game, which my cousin Brandon, he's pretty good. He's cultured in that whole situation. He's about 5 years younger than me, but he went to college and got into all that fun, like Michigan State College kind of stuff with his friends, and all them were in college when the weed became legal and shit, and they started getting into all that business. But it's a lot of work, man.
It's farming. It's true. It's farming, bro. That is really...
You can do that indoors, too.
Dude, Philly was cutting up some plants one time in the main room of the fucking farmhouse. He was cutting up some bushes, and I went out hunting at like 6:30 in the morning is when he was starting. I came back. He's still cutting at them.
Still cutting.
I went back out hunting again. Of course you got to hit that. Came back, like... Now it's like 7:30 at night. He's still cutting on the fucking thing.
Christ.
And then when he's done with it, I took pictures of the floor. There's like a quarter pound of weed just on the floor. I vacuumed one stripe out of the fucking thing and sent the picture to Rachel, and she was like, "Oh my god, how are they wasting so much weed?" And I was like, dude, Philly couldn't even feel his fingers. He cut his damn thumb off, and while he was fucking clipping, his fingers went so numb,
It's work, man. It's work.
Everything's work. Like once we started this podcast, everybody I know was like, "Oh, I was thinking about starting a podcast." A minimum of 15 hours into every episode, having to edit this shit down, because you're usually working with 2 hours of material to 2 hours and 40 minutes of material, and I'm trying to cut these things down to 1 hour, of valuable, and sometimes hysterical conversation, So it's like sometimes we get lucky and one of them was like an hour and 18 minutes, and I cut it down to like 56 minutes, and it was like, hey, I only worked for 12 hours on that.
Hey, there you go, dude. That's it.
But when it's mobile too, so.
Yep.
Well, I think once background noise.
I think once you get to the other levels of it, they also have like those podcast mixers now. I've seen those like QSC or somebody makes.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna get. We have a Zoom. There's a Zoom mixer that they make. That's a 4-channel with like 4 clip-on microphones where I can put a microphone in front of you, him, and me.
And I think you can just like start tapping it too to like mark spots as well. And it's just like
that makes things a lot easier.
A lot more feature friendly for editing for sure. Yeah, for sure. I did digital media in college. Like I went to school for communications, and I really wanted to go to school. I got my degree in radio. It was like early 2000s. Terrible idea. terrible idea.
Right before radio went out the window.
Yeah. Well, then I went to UNF at the time, and it was like right before everything went digital. So like I was like learning on like digital. Like I learned Final Cut Pro for like video editing. And did it on myself, but like they were still using tape. They were still on tapes at UNF, and I'm like, what? Like,
so we might be a little behind.
We're a little behind, guys. Like, and I was like, I've got the wrong degree, but yeah, dude, it's just
worked
like
out.
Worked out, yeah, absolutely. It worked out. It worked out. I tell like everybody else, like, man, if college doesn't do anything for you, at least like with starting a business, it gives you the patience to figure out where to go, what to sign, and what line to get in to do what you need to do. Like, that's
I'll tell you. Realize that we have kids. Jason has kids now. I have kids now. When I come to play music, I gotta get paid. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And they're acting like when I tell people that, they're like, it's not about the money though, it's about the art. I'm like, I have 3 fucking kids at home. It's about the money now, dude.
Yeah.
Yes
sorry,
and no.
you know?
Yeah. I think yes and no. I think you can. Yeah, there's a fine line. I think, and it's hard to
Stay on it.
to toe that line of artistry is a passion and like the purity, and then does it get corrupted by the business? The business side of it, like it is music business. That's kind of like it is. And I mean it's just and it's always changing, dude. And especially obviously after COVID now too. It's like it is a different breed, but like I think you can still. I think too. You see this a lot now. So I see this a lot with like visual artists and like muralists. Like a lot of these people, like they know their worth, and they're I say demand it, but it's like no, this is what I'm worth. And then there are outlets and people that do want to pay that, and they understand that, and they have the budget for that. And then there's also people that are straight up with you, and they're like, "This is a DIY festival, man. I'll give you tickets." And like, and that's admirable too.
Play with it.
Well, hey, but at least you're like straight up with.
Me.
At least you told me you're straight up with you. You don't have a budget, and you're doing it for I won't say exposure.
I don't even want to say exposure. This is the backyard festival for your local music scene.
For the homies, and it is what it'd be great to have you on it. And then like sometimes you got to you do those for the cred or the
and that's it. There's never been enough of that for me to do that kind of shit. The thing about it is that, like I told John, if those same people are having like a benefit for somebody or something like that, if this is benefiting somebody in the scene, if this is benefiting somebody that has a disease or somebody that we can help out or something, I'm there for free anytime you need me.
Yep.
But if you're asking me to come play your backyard party just so you can say that I came and played your backyard party, you're paying more money than the gig is going to pay me.
Yeah.
Because fucking newsflash, musicians usually make more money to play private parties than they do at their gigs.
Yes, they do.
And people don't realize that. They're like, what do you mean? You just play with all your friends. Play with all your friends. And it's like, no, don't you realize that private parties are usually like not at least twice as expensive almost than we. I mean,
they are.
But I'm one of those guys that I raised the minimum on the band. So all these bars keep trying to call us and trying to book us, and then they're wondering why they're not getting a response back from me. It's like, dude.
Yeah, the minimum. Yeah, I know your budget. You know my minimum, and it's just like,
I already know your budget.
Yeah.
You don't even have to tell me. I know that if I tell you what my minimum is, you're going to say, "Oh man, 30 minutes of my time for the last 3 days of
negotiation." Yeah, exactly.
You know?
No, I always tell bands straight up when they email me and like what we offer or what the budget is, or like I mean, a lot of times ticketed events they're going to be door deals, and it's like you want a guarantee. It's like we all want guarantees. Like what's the
You've been nice to me about guarantees, but usually I'm only playing your establishment if I'm playing with somebody that is bringing the openings.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're bringing the money. They're willing to spend the money.
Well, you're looking at it again. You look at the different situations. A support slot is a support slot. It's 30, 45 minutes of me getting up there and doing the thing, or like if you're headlining, you're headlining. So it's
and the thing is like if you play with the right headliners, they have a budget of $400, $450 for you to come and play for that 45 minutes.
Yep.
If you're playing for headliners that don't give a fuck, they expect you to play for free. And then that's where you lose me. It's like, unless it's something I'm really passionate about.
Yep.
And there's not much.
Not much these days.
Not much these days.
Except sativa.
Yeah, exactly. There's things that I am passionate about, but thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Man.
That's time for me as well. A little pen time.
It's 4:20.
Is it?
It's 4:20 right now.
We're new to Jack's. Right there at Beach and 295.
Tell me about good places, man. Tell me about the good places.
It's fucking.
You gonna make it, John?
Yeah, this thing's about burns.
Yeah, it probably is. I have another one somewhere, but I don't think it's with me.
I know what you're talking about. I saw it yesterday.
You guys are both
drove right by it. I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah,
you're working together. I saw it. I saw the vibe connection.
It used to be a ABC liquor store right there. Damn. And they're from I want to say Tampa area, because I first saw them. I was playing down at Dunedin Brewery, and we stopped at the dispensary, and I was like, "Where are you guys from?" Blah blah. And I guess they were originally a rose garden cultivators, like rose nursery. It was originally what they were.
They knew about buds. You know what I'm saying? Rose buds.
Well, dude, it's so funny. Like all the dispensaries, like if you think about it, like a lot lot of those like
sanctuaries.
Sanctuary.
Look at him. Look at that's what he's for. That's why he's here.
Fact
he's
check.
doing his job, dude. Look at that, John. You're such a badass.
So I guess they were doing roses, you know. So they already had the greenhouses and everything like that. But like when you think about like you know, like the dispensaries and like all the farms, because it's vertical integration, because you got to have everything. A lot of those like nurseries that actually got the licenses to grow, they don't know how to grow. They just know how to start plants.
Yeah, these rose people are like, fuck.
These rose people, they fucking grow that shit till it fucking blooms. Yeah. So these dudes,
and they know
like,
what buds are.
Yeah, they know what the fuck to do. Yeah, dude, I was really impressed with that sanctuary. Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah,
man. Your wife was going to school up north, right? Wasn't it New York or something?
Oh no, she
went up there for
she had a
residency.
contract. Yeah. So she's a physical therapist, and she got a traveling license basically. So she did Mississippi for a while. She did Connecticut for a few months as well. That's like a traveling nurse, like short-term contracts, get paid a shit ton of money.
That's it, man.
So yeah, she did that for a while, man. Right out of grad school, and like it was.
Yeah, because I remember that you were having to.
Yeah, I was flying up there, hanging out with her. Which
now she's back home for good though, since the baby's been born.
Yeah. It's actually been a few years now. So we bought a house in 2019, and then right during the pandemic, 2020, she actually got a job up there in Brunswick. So worked out great, 45-minute drive.
See, that's what fucks me up is the pandemic.
Yeah.
Like, I'm always like, there was that time.
That little period of time.
Yeah, where I think this shit just happened yesterday.
No, people forget. That's like 4 or 5 years now. It's like, damn.
It's like, do I even know you anymore, Jason?
Man, I started getting those memories or whatever from like, you know, when we were like just shutting down, and it was like we were having to do limited capacity inside the restaurant.
I was at Spliff all the time.
Yeah, we were doing to go.
You and I were having fun together.
Yeah, dude, we were doing.
You were doing the bodega thing.
Yeah, we were doing to go growlers inside the 32 ounce.
You guys had me drunk
jug.
by 3 o'clock many times.
Dude, we were doing plastic milk jugs as disposable growlers.
Yeah, I love it, dude. I loved it. They turned they even had aisles.
Yeah, they made aisles.
Spliffs, the front of Spliffs.
Yeah, took out the chairs.
Food truck area,
really?
They call it. They took out chairs and made little aisles. They had like blunt wraps and shit.
Yep. Awesome, yeah. We had the COVID special. It was a 32 ounce to go plastic beer with a lid on it, a bag of Cool Ranch Doritos, and a pack of Swisher Sweet Blunt wraps.
That's
awesome.
It was the elbow COVID special.
Yeah, I love it, man. It was so fun.
Oh, man.
I mean, I hate to say it like that, but during the lockdown, like everybody was getting so creative.
Yeah, you had to.
It's like such a big part of any of us that were self-employed during that time. It was definitely a big part of a lot of our lives. A lot of things changed. Like, he transitioned bands into my band during that situation. There's like so many different things changed in that little space of time that actually just altered time.
Yeah, totally.
You know?
It totally did, man. I mean, right now we're still feeling the effects, and I'm sure.
It's all this inflation.
Well, inflation, and then just like, you know, like labor, and like I mean, it's tough to see those things kind of all culminate together. But I just think wages have obviously been suppressed for so long. People haven't get paid what they're worth. Cost of goods have been, you know, artificially suppressed for so long. So it's like, you know, you're.
Well, they're just when they're suppressed, then they end up inflating them like crazy because they're trying to get their money back.
Yep.
Is what happens, and then the workforce, when they are sitting out of work forever and then realizing they can do other things for work and stuff like that, and start, you know, being more innovative, then they don't want to go back to their service industry jobs and the random stuff, you know. So you deal with a lot of that crap.
Yeah, man. Yep. Yeah,
and it's not like we get a choice. It's not like we get a choice to vote for a good person to back us up, anyways.
Yeah. Either way, it's like
what was that? What was the
turd in a
shit
sandwich?
Fucking giant turd in the shit sandwich is what it was.
Which one would you
Giant
like?
douche.
Yeah.
Giant douche.
Giant douche. That's it. He knows it. See this? Look at that, man. You get a bonus for today. We're gonna have to buy you dessert.
Oh shit!
Man, we have some small desserts there. That's one thing
You got a whole box of dessert.
You got a whole box of dessert.
Now you get it.
Yeah, man.
It was coming. We just 420 that takes
Takes a minute.
Yeah, things can fly
Takes a
over
minute.
our heads
Takes a minute.
sometimes. This location, how often are you here? You come once a week to just check
Once a
on
week.
things?
Yeah, we come once a week. We like check them. Obviously, we got a great team here.
And you do all of the maintenance on all of your buildings, don't you? Basically,
I got my business partner Dwayne.
Yeah, I see Dwayne.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. Two of you.
Yep.
Most
of it's a lot of it's DIY, man. That's the only way.
You have one other partner too, right? Or
No,
is it
we
just
have
you and Dwayne?
it's me and Dwayne. So we have in this we actually have a smaller partner, Chris.
Yeah.
So he's like our general manager, kind of all both locations.
Yeah.
But
I knew it was you and Dwayne for 1904 and stuff. I just didn't know how this worked.
Yeah. But yeah,
not trying to pry into your business or anything. Jason.
No, man. I say, you got to have a good business partner. I will say that's like one thing. I could definitely not do this alone, and any of these businesses
I've
alone,
been to,
man. It's
to Spliffs when everybody else are at work at their day jobs, and seeing like you guys working on like the back courtyard.
Yeah,
Like one time I was out there eating, and you guys one of you were pressure washing, and the other, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's
so
all.
You definitely do.
It's all DIY, you know.
Yeah,
it still is
is
DIY, even like obviously with like 2 locations and the other businesses. It's
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
I just don't like. I do the math. I just don't know how these restaurants that open up with $500,000 build outs and like crazy labor.
They have to have so much money back in it.
Yeah. Well, it's like, how long can you lose money before it just goes under? Like, what is it really do? What's the point? Like, like I don't like, like we're
almost
doing,
like they need it for a write-off.
Almost, I don't know, like,
Believe me, I know a lot about write-offs.
Or is there an inflection point where you're going to do so much money, you're making that money back, and by year 3, you're putting 6 figures in the bank every month. I don't know. Like I do the math though on like most of the even for these operations, 150 seat restaurant. It's like, man, dude, like you gotta, the margins for any restaurant are just so small, and so I'm like, man, these huge build outs like that, I'm like, God bless you, like I hope you make the money back, but no, everything we do is like shoestring budget, DIY, and we can polish a turd real nice. And, like this place used to be the Pig restaurant. Like it was pretty rough when
it
we
was
got
the Pig, and then it was Randy's
nuts.
I saw that guy going absolutely ape shit about I guess who's that YouTuber that all the kids love so much? Mr.
Beast.
Mr. Beast. I guess he opened up a D's Nuts company.
That's right. Yeah.
And Randy's Nuts went nuts and started a lawsuit. And I'm like, you're going to use the last whatever you got left
Wow. To sue this guy?
to sue some billionaire fucking off of YouTube or YouTube millionaire or whatever he is.
I mean, maybe if he was talking to the right lawyer, he might have had a
case.
I don't know.
Yeah, maybe the guy might just throw you some money just to tell you
just to go away. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, that's a thing. That's a thing.
That does happen. People will easily just be like, give the guy $75,000 and let me fucking go on with my fucking day, dude.
When you got that much money, dude, absolutely. Yeah, let's do so funny though, like those lawsuits. Like we had a DirecTV try to sue us one time because they said we were in violation with our like TV contract or whatever, and like we had right when we expanded Spliffs, we added on 2 more boxes to our 1904 account. And they came out, installed the boxes, been billing us for like 2 years, and then randomly,
and act like they didn't approve it.
Well, then randomly we had some guy, I guess, come into Spliff, take pictures of the TV, and say we were illegally we were using it for a commercial place, not having a license for it. And we're like, no. Like, we added these on to our 1904 package, 2 years ago. Here's the install invoice or whatever. And then, at that point, DirecTV didn't even talk to us anymore. They sent us right to their legal department.
Oh, wow.
And they sent us a $10,000, like, basically...
pay us this.
Pay us $10,000. And we're like, no. Like...
That's like how ASCAP used to...
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
ASCAP used to come in and strong-arm business. They're like the mafia.
Basically, yeah. I mean, dude, like all those places, it's like, prove it. Like have a judge show me, tell me that this is...
I remember the parking meter, or the parking thing.
Oh, yeah, dude.
That was so stupid.
Yeah.
I was like, that was like the biggest free publicity you could... You and I remember we were joking about it that day.
Yep.
I was like, can you believe this shit? And showed you the link, and you're like, oh, man, I've never had so many hits on my website.
Yeah, dude. All those dude. Every time some drama goes up, it's like website traffic.
Oh, yeah, you're like, oh, it's good for business.
Promo, man. It's all good. It's all
That's kind of what I was trying to say about that person reporting our shit. Regardless, it's going to get put through.
Yep.
Regardless, we're putting in the work. Yeah. It's going to be here tomorrow. All you're doing is making yourself feel like a piece of shit for doing that. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? If you have any integrity. You know what I'm saying? Like, at that point, regardless, this business is going to carry on. You know?
Exactly.
That's what I always tell the guys, dude. It's like the band always has to be progressing. Like, to me, if it starts getting stagnant, then I got to change a lot of things.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So the band always has to. It's a train. You're either on the fucking train or you're not. All the past members of the band and everything, I'm still good friends with Whitney and all those guys.
Yep.
You know, they're like family. They're brothers to me. But, you know, the band's going forward regardless. So when you have anything going on in family situations or anything like that, the band doesn't stop. The band rolls on.
Yep.
You know? So it's like one of those things. You're either on the train or you're not on the damn train. It's the same thing with your restaurant business. And you guys, you know, branching off and, you know, opening up more locations, you know, trying different things.
You're not growing, you're dying, as they say.
If you're not growing, you're fucking dying. That's it, dude.
There is no stagnation, ideally.
And you guys have nothing but the best quality shit, for sure. So. I love it.
We appreciate it, man, dude. We appreciate it.
I wish I could eat more right now, but at the moment, I'm fasting for my show. I hate to say that like that, but it's like, I do not have an appetite, but once I'm really stoned tonight, I'm gonna just devour all of this shit. So that'll be a good thing.
What's your go-to? You prefer you do like a lot of dabs or like?
No, I don't do that. That's to me. Jason Morrison and I told him, I was like, dude, that dab shit, like, it gives me panic attacks, full on, dude, and like. I was like, so I don't want to do that shit. And he's just like, just take a little one, you'll be fine. Just take a little one, you're gonna be fine. He's like, you smoke a lot of weed, man. Just here, hold on a second. And he started getting it ready, and then he gets on the phone with somebody, and he's talking about some random fishing shit, and fucking just like sticks this giant chunk of the shit onto the fucking thing, and I fucking coughed for fucking 15 minutes, and Rachel had to come pick me up.
Damn.
So I would not drive. I was so fucking panic attacky and fucking paranoid. I was like, never again. I told Jason, I looked at him in his eyes and I said, that shit's drugs, Jason. I said, that shit is drugs.
Oh, shit.
It was so
Got
fun.
you.
That's it, dude.
Oh, dude, we were walking. One thing I always did, and Jason knew it too, is like, as Jason jammed me, that was like my second home. I'd be at their house all the time. And one thing they always knew is that if I wanted to take their dogs for a walk, I'm having a panic attack, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like, hey, dude, can we take the dogs for a walk? He's like, oh, shit. He's going to get panicky. And we were like 3 blocks away from the house. I was like, I don't know if I can walk back to the fucking house, dude. I think I'm about to fucking just keel over and die right here, dude. He's like, man, I'll throw you across my back if you need me to. The firemen's carry you all the way back to the house, Bubba. You know how Jason is. Mm-hmm. And I was like, all right, now let me call my old lady, tell her to come pick me up. The only time I ever had to have somebody come pick me up because I smoked reefer.
Hey, dude, I mean, dads will do that, bro. I don't,
It's not like I was like,
dude.
I wasn't like fucked up, like I couldn't drive. It wasn't like I was seeing double vision, like if you were drinking and driving.
Really
It was just, I was so damn paranoid.
Yeah.
I did not want to touch a fucking nothing. I didn't want to walk down the street, man. I wanted to go and be in a dark corner and the fetal position and no lights and a pillow, no noise. Maybe the sound of a little
sensory deprivation tank. Just put me in there, man. Let me float. Just let me float.
Yeah, dude. I didn't have my first panic attack until I was like 21. But I was in a really high stress situation. I finally got my credit right, and I was like just dumping all these credit cards onto the Give Me Some More album, my second album. And like was literally not gonna ever be able to pay this shit back at the time, you know. So I think it heightened my stress up. Smoked some reefer one day, and I'm used to smoking fucking like an ounce a week at the time. I mean, we were smoking a lot at the time. My brother Tyler and I lived together. We were smoking joint after joint after joint. And one day I just smoked a joint and fucking had a full-on panic attack. Had to go to the hospital. They hooked me up to the machine. I'm resting, and my heart rate's 167 beats per minute. Whew. And I was just like, I'm gonna die, huh?
Is this
it, man? Fucking marijuana killed me.
Nah, I can't.
They lied to me.
Yeah, like, it's all in your head, son.
A lot
Trust
of
me,
it is.
I was high a lot back in the 60s.
Yeah. This ain't the same shit.
Yeah, it's different. Different, I swear. But no, man.
It is different. Like I said, like, that dab is definitely a different high than just smoking a J. Or taking even like tinctures, man. That's like.
Tinctures was my good. I used to. Jason and I would make our own tincture out of Bacardi 151.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and dude, I lived on that shit.
Yeah, yeah.
I love it.
That's a
Love
nice
the buzz. Now, if I did that, I'd be like full on alcoholic right away.
Like, no, let me go get it. Give me this weed. Let me get the real thing.
Yeah, just give me the whole bottle.
Give me that
151.
Give me that Bacardi.
A lot of it to me is like indicas I can handle. Like I can smoke any indica, basically at any time. Never had panicky problems with that. Sativa, I'm fine all the time unless if I don't have anything to focus on. If I smoke sativa and I'm just sitting here thinking in my thoughts, sitting there in my thoughts, it's gonna be a fucking hard day. It's gonna be a hard day.
Yeah, they lie about that. Like, it's a body high. It's like, no, it's not. I'm all in my head, damn it.
Exactly.
I think since I quit drinking, though, the panic attack shit kind of went out the window. And I think a lot of it had to do with the fact that I was always dehydrated. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
If you're always, lacking vitamin B, and you're always dehydrated, and you're already stressed out, and you add a little panicky shit to it.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is there's a homeostasis you got to kind of operate in there,
Even
for sure.
it all out a little bit.
For sure.
What's your plans for the future, man? You got any big plans for the future? You're just trying to ride this tide.
Yeah, like I said, man, we're just hanging out with, at least, hanging out downtown, holding that, hoping, fingers crossed, maybe in the next 10 years, downtown actually does what they say.
You guys have been banking on it for a minute, man.
I know, man. I was like, what's this
you
thing
guys
gonna
opened
kick?
up in 2011 or 10?
2011.
Man, look at this shit.
Yeah, dude.
I can remember some things, John.
Yep. 2011. So, I mean, it's a positive, man. I will say, since opening, dude, I mean, obviously, it's not cool to see, the landing and shit getting torn down, but you see, some of the shit that's getting built up. They're already starting now on the Four Seasons over there across from the stadium. So you're talking about some real money coming in.
Yeah.
And then,
more
the
people.
shit. And the shit that's going on, I call it, the peripheral of downtown. Downtown itself is still kind of struggling, but you look at, Brooklyn, Riverside.
Oh, yeah.
You look at what's
I
going
love
on
all that
there.
area,
Springfield,
The funny
San
thing
Marco.
is, pre-COVID, I didn't spend much time in those areas. Post-COVID, we started spending a lot more time in those areas.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of that had to do with Hampton shit like that, and then we started playing their St. Patrick's Day block parties and shit, and then it's now we go there every year and play that block party.
Yeah. So I mean, seeing that kind of happen, I think now it's finally gotten to a crucial mass. I think where it's going to have those bigger projects happen that you'll see in downtown proper. So we're either way we're holding it down. Every year we're growing in sales, so it's not like
the whole thing is you made it through COVID.
Yeah, absolutely. Dude, we made it,
a lot of people
ain't in that.
That's what I told my dad. I realized I barely made it through. I'm still struggling because of it, but I'm finding my niche back again and rolling with it.
Yeah.
Just getting now to where I've repaired my credit again. That kind of situation where it's you're moving back to the farm here next month. I kept on telling my dad, I'm like, dude, seriously, I'm not joking. I might have to come home.
Yeah, made it through. I mean, I think, too, with a lot of the new people that came to Jacksonville, too, because there's a big influx.
There is, yeah. That's another thing about Florida. I think where we lucked out on the fact that we don't have the income tax.
Yeah.
Is that people, once they all noticed that shit and once they saw how much they were getting squeezed dry during that situation, they were like, fuck it, I'm going to Florida. Mm-hmm. Which sucks for us people that want to see some of the things stay, I would rather have downtown be built up more and all this shit left alone. But instead they're cutting down wetlands and putting in developments and doing all that shit. Racetrack Road's not even fucking... You ride down Racetrack Road, and it's not. You're like, what
subdivision after subdivision. I mean, you could have called that though 20 years ago.
Yeah, it's been changing the whole time.
Yeah.
Old St. Augustine Road when it was 2 lanes all the way, that was changing when I moved down here 18 years ago.
They had the plans already.
Yeah, they already knew that shit was going down. They planned Nocatee. Nocatee was a planned city.
Well, they say too, even just with going all the way down to Daytona, from Daytona to Jacksonville.
Yeah. They're like, we got to put these snowbirds somewhere, yo.
Well, they're going at kind of like a megatropolis, if you will, of all these people moving to Florida, retirees. Yeah. Cost of living so low. It's hey, then obviously South Florida is a little full.
Panhandle's getting built up too.
Yeah. Yep. Outside of Tallahassee there.
Yeah. It's just, where does that stop though? Because we're preserving these wetlands and then calling it a preserve. And then all somebody has to do is pay you a little bit of money and you lift that fucking shit and then they build on it. Where do you shut that down at?
I think that's a give and take though for just the through time. I mean, through development, you're gonna have people. I mean, I will say that Florida has done a pretty good job, you know, at least especially like with the current governor and some like, you know, some of the laws they passed to preserve some of the current wetlands that we've got, some of the beaches, and like, you know, well,
I think they realized a lot of that building on the beach shit doesn't work out after the last few storms. Too,
you
know.
Well, and obviously the fucking insurance problem we got going on.
That's it doesn't matter if you have a party preference or what. That's affecting everybody. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I want to know how anybody's candidate plans on helping me with this.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
What is going on with insurance in Florida?
Why did my rent go from $1,400 to $2,000? Let me know that. And there's always different ways, and that's what I love about you, man. Anytime I talk to you and you and I get into those kind of conversations, you leave an open mind on either side of the situation.
Yeah, dude.
You're like, there's this, but there's this too. You know.
I mean, dude, being pragmatic, I think, is like probably the biggest advantage. I think that I've always had my whole life.
Yeah.
Like, I've always been able to roll with the punches. Yeah. Like, you know, like, hey, this is fucking. I always had a positive attitude about life too. Like, you know, growing up like the punk scene, like having like PMA is like a big thing. It's like, you know, the shit you can control, and you can't control is like having that positive mentality is like you can't control that, dude.
That was
like,
my dad, my whole life, and my grandmother. She always said the whole thing about, you know, the cup's half full, not half empty. And she was always really optimistic about everything, no matter what.
Toxic positivity, as I call it. Like,
I was actually thinking
I believe in it, bro.
And don't ask me why I was thinking about this. Just the other day, my grandmother, one time when I was like 11 or 12, I was probably 11, I was small, I started thinking about death and shit, like them dying and stuff. And they were practically like my parents, because my parents were split up, and my mom lived down here, and I saw her for 2 weeks out of the year, you know. So it was like, it was hard on me when I was that young. And it's something that's always been hard. But I asked her, I'm like, how do you know there's a God? And she told me, well, one time I was laying in this bed in this hotel, and your Aunt Donna was with me, who is my Uncle Dick's wife, and they were laying in this bed, and she said she looked up and saw an angel on the fucking ceiling. And then she said that Aunt Donna witnessed it too. I've never asked Aunt Donna about this. But I was thinking, because I'm more of a practical kind of guy, you know? So I'm always kind of like, was she telling me that to be nice and be like, you know, you believe everything I say, right? You know? You're not ever going to think about this again, because I've seen an angel, you know? Or
listen, honey.
Yeah, exactly, you know, because she had an answer for everything. So it was like, I always wonder, I'm like, did she really see the angel? Or did she believe that she really saw it?
I bet she did. I bet she believes she did.
That's what I'm saying. That's what it really means. It's like, did she believe that she saw it? Yeah. You know?
That's why, like, I mean, just growing older, like, I'm not religious, but like,
no, I'm spiritual.
I appreciate that, dude. I appreciate people's the connection and the comfort that they find in that, man.
That's exactly where I'm at with it. It's like, I see people that I'm like, you just got it all figured out because you believe that shit fully. You know, you just let yourself, I guess that's what faith is anyways. Yeah. Yep. But they just let themselves go with that, and it's like, they don't worry about death. Death isn't that scary. But at the same time, that's why these radical motherfuckers do the bad shit, dude. Yeah. Because they're like, oh, I want to go and get 13 virgins, or whatever the fuck that is, or whatever.
Yep. 72.
72. I don't know. I don't pay attention anymore. I can't remember my own song lyrics, man.
It's definitely look at this, going on the podcast, getting religious at the end, getting deep.
I don't even know, man. I didn't even mean to get deep. It was just a thought that had came to my head the other day out of nowhere. Like, I hadn't thought about that story since I was probably 12 years old. Wow. But it just popped in my head out of nowhere. I don't know, if somebody talked about angels, or I was talking about Brent Bird's angelic voice or something, and it made the fucking thing pop in my head. I don't know.
Brent Bird would be an angel. I can see him with his harp, just the harp at the gate. Just,
Rachel says that she thinks that I have such good relationships with Brent Bird and John Deering because those two are just so passive and sweet, and I'm like the other side of that coin.
You're like you're the devil on this shoulder.
Yeah,
they're the angels on this shoulder.
Yeah. They're like, they keep me in check. Poor Brent Bird, he used to travel with me, and we went on some trips, man. We've done some touring. And literally, I was at the worst stage of my alcoholism at the time, you know? So, like, fucking one time we were in Sarasota, and I was fucking wasted outside of our hotel, and Brent's in there trying to get sleep because we played a show the night before in Orlando, and I'm fucking wasted outside the hotel. I walk up to a group of kids that the cops are talking to. for no fucking reason. I don't know why you would do that. And the cops are like, you should probably go over there and sit down. And I didn't understand what the fuck they were saying.
No, let me tell you.
So they're like, which room
You
is
sit down.
yours? You know? Yeah, so Brent finally heard him and comes to the door. I was like, God fucking damn it, he's doing this shit again. Another time we were playing, what was it, Mardi Gras.
Mm-hmm.
We were playing that in New Orleans. Walked up Canal Street all the way back to Mr. Ray's. Uncle Ray's.
What'd you call it? Canal? Canal? No, it's so funny. When we go to New Orleans, we always call it canal.
Canal?
We always fuck with people with it.
Anal.
No.
You said canal, and I'm like canal.
Yeah,
Oh, man.
that's how they
Yep.
that's how they pronounce
I don't
it.
know,
Like
probably-
New Orleans.
The
you
canal.
know?
Yeah.
You don't say New Orleans.
No.
It's New Orleans. People always, when I'm there, people think that I'm from there.
I could see
but
that, dude.
it's
You give off New
because-
Orleans vibe.
Yeah, well, plus I
You
played
don't-
there quarterly for
Yeah.
a long time.
Yeah.
I'd be out there all the time. But coming from Michigan, I have that accent, and then I've been in the South for 18 fucking years.
So yeah, we'll mix.
You knock that accent together, and I guess one time
I think he sounds Cajun. Maybe is that Cajun?
Yeah, dude, we were sitting at a pier.
I guess Michigan Southern.
Yeah. We were sitting at a pier in the Mississippi River one time, and the guy walks up to me, and he's just like, man, I'm going to give you a tip on how to catch these things just because I know you're from here, man. And Burton and I are both from the Midwest. He's from Illinois, you know. And he's like, why do all these people think this shit all the time, dude? And I'm like, it's because I can't talk, man. It's good stuff.
Oh yeah, man.
Well,
Yeah,
Jason, it's been great having you on,
dude,
man.
cheers, guys. Appreciate you guys
Thank
coming
you
hanging
so
out with us
much,
here at
man.
Spliff, brother. Yeah,
It's a great place, man.
Absolutely.
The homegrown's amazing. The trust fund,
Dude.
like I said, the trust fund is
Sure you
the
don't want
only
box?
burger.
No, I'm
That
not
is
finishing it.
There
That
you
is
go.
the
You going
only
in?
burger in
finishing it.
town that competes with Carolina Jacks, if you ask me.
That's good company to be in. I love
Haven't been
Carolina
there yet,
Jacks.
so-
Oh man, you got to go to Carolina Jacks too. But yeah,
I second
this
that.
Gastropub right here. We are at the Bayard location. I frequent the downtown location, but I live closer to this one, so maybe I'll add it to my routine.
Mayport location coming later this summer.
Mayport location coming this summer.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
So
Yep. Right by the
that's
reef.
going to be awesome for John because John lives out there.
Yeah.
in
I'm
Mayport.
on Mayport.
Oh shit! Nice.
Yeah.
Literally
Nice.
off of Mayport.
Yeah.
So yeah, look
man,
out
we're
for the Spliff's Gastropub Mayport location
Where's it
coming
gonna be
this
at?
summer.
Right by the reef condos, right across from Mayport Middle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So farther up north, like we're
Yeah.
we're almost by the base. Hannah
Yeah.
Park, basically, right outside of Hannah.
Yeah, I'm right there.
Oh, nice, bro. Yeah.
I'm
yeah,
off
dude.
of Sissy, right by the.
Yeah, dude. So we're we're stoked to be out in Mayport, man. We've been wanting to go to the beach for like probably that was our second location idea was like Jack's Beach. We're like, everybody opens up a location at Jack's Beach, downtown Jack's Beach. Let's go. And dude, we looked at everywhere in Jack. We looked at we were really close to maybe going into the 3rd Street Diner.
Oh wow.
Where that spot's at down there on 3rd Street, but a little pricey, lot of renovation. Just didn't really work out.
Dude, I always forget that those bowls are fucking.
Yeah, they're disposable. Yeah, they're disposable. Toss them.
Remember when you come to Spliff's that the bowls are disposable.
It's all disposable. It's all well because they were throwing away enough of
I'm
the.
just throwing all
They,
this
well, they were throwing away enough of the non-disposable stuff, so we're like, why don't we just get disposable? They're gonna throw it away. Anyway.
Yeah,
So,
exactly, man. The good thing about this place, with you guys, you don't fuck around, man. You literally you comb over every aspect of the business. So you're looking for quality food. You're looking for people like Cassie who fucking care about quality food.
That's it.
You're looking for people that care about service, people that know about brews.
Well, we like I say our number one thing we sell is a vibe.
Yeah,
we don't
selling the vibe, baby.
We sell a vibe, dude. Like I mean, I hate to say like sound cheesy, but like everybody can sell you a beer and a burger and like whatever. It's like you sell a vibe. It's the hospitality. It's the just the overall atmosphere.
It's almost like my barbecue situation. I expect a certain vibe. It's like you get 5 points knocked off for being too fancy. This shit was the best barbecue I ever had. But it takes you down below because it's too damn fancy.
Yeah, where's the greasy food?
Yeah.
Where's the greasy floor?
Yeah, where's that dude sweating into the sauce, man?
Yes.
I need the dude sweating into the
Yes.
sauce. Man, I will stop in the worst parts of any town where everybody tells you not to go. If I see smoke coming out of that place and I smell fucking barbecue in the air, I will
Check it out.
fucking walk into that situation.
I had the best barbecue ever in my life on this recent Texas trip. We actually stopped it at Austin.
Austin, you go Franklin's?
We went to Copper.
Oh, Coppers!
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah.
Bro.
See, my brother waited in the line at Franklin's. I was like, I'm not waiting in that fucking Franklin's.
We didn't get there. We actually got there though. So we were driving to San Antonio from Dallas, and like I told the wife, I was like, it's a 4.5 hour trip. Stop in Austin for lunch. Yeah. Got in Austin like right at 11 o'clock, like right before the line got crazy. Got up in there, man, dude. Like that was this dude. Some of the best brisket. The best brisket.
Oh, dude, all of it is out there, man. I went to a Mexican restaurant that had some of the best barbecue I ever had.
I believe it.
When I was there,
I believe it.
No joke.
It's the wood. It's the wood, bro. It's all
and
the
they had
pecan
that
wood.
Soup, that Mexican soup. Was that Naruto or something like that? It's something like
this
that.
This place, the Copper's place had a bean pot. I guess it's like a common thing out there is like the bean pot, like it's
red
like
beans and stuff like that.
It was white beans.
White
beans. They were like kidney beans, but they were definitely white beans at Pinto, I guess. But it was like gigantic 6-7 gallon pot there, all the condiments, and then the beans. Like just the free beans, like everybody just dipping in. Get some beans. And
if they're a good barbecue, they're probably used to having a line, so it's probably like
a little appetizer. Help us. I didn't even think about that. That's
a
great little appetizer.
It's almost like why people put peanuts and shit out for free all the time.
This spot, bro, like you really walk in, the pit's right there. You order your meat by like the pound. They wrap it up for you, carry it over to the other side, and another station cuts it up, carves it, and gives you your sides. Oh, shit. And then, there's a process, but dude, like I said, that brisket. And then the beef rib. I got one beef rib, and it was probably the best beef rib of my life, bro. Like biggest arm. It was massive.
You being a restaurateur or whatever you call that anymore, when you are traveling and being cultured into situations like that, you can take the best qualities of those things.
Oh, absolutely. I 100% do. I'm always.
I
like,
know you do.
It's always recon. It's always you're always like.
I'm here for. I got a mission. I know you. You got a mission everywhere you go.
You do. I mean,
you're like, I'm going to go to this place to have fun, but I'm secretly there on business. My old lady doesn't know this all the time.
Well, the one thing I do like doing out of town is just seeing music, because like I don't know, like I just feel like just the business obviously I'm in, like it's hard to enjoy music anywhere in town. It's always seemed like I'm doing business, like like it's like a anytime I go anywhere, bar, whatever, Southern Grill, it's like someone's gonna want to book a show.
I don't go out unless I'm playing, and that's.
Well, I still like to go out, but like it's hard to really authentically enjoy.
Well, since I couldn't drink it, I just don't. It's just like I want to go out to have sweaty drunk people get all over me. Now, like when I have to deal with that shit at work, basically.
It's like for a living. I don't know. Now, when I go in other cities, though, it's like I do enjoy. Like it's almost like the anonymity, I guess. We're just like being in the moment, being like able to like fully get immersed. Music
venue and not know anybody there.
Yes, you're fully immersed in the show.
We went to the Drive-By Truckers homecoming at the 40Y in Athens, man.
Didn't know nobody, but had fucking great.
We actually ran into some Bryce Alastair band fans.
One guy was wearing my shirt. That's fucking awesome.
Brad Hatton was wearing one of our shirts, and we were at that Nuki's. It's like a place where, or is it Nuki's or Nucci's? Something like that.
I think it's
But it's a music like safe haven for the local artists that they can go there and get dental work done. The place pays for all that shit. So basically what happens is like people donate to this place. So like that day they raised a ridiculous amount. I guess Drive-By Truckers have raised like over $500,000 for that place, or maybe even more than that.
That's amazing.
But yeah, these people are like the Heart Fund, the Blues Society Fund used to bury old bluesmen, like because their families couldn't afford to bury them. This is like taking care of the musicians while you're still alive. Which
dental
to me
work
is like much more important, you know.
Absolutely.
Like, man. After I die, just go like drop me on my farm somewhere in Michigan. You know, like that's all you got to do. I don't
spread
really
me
care.
out there, put me in the dirt.
But if I got a fucking tooth that needs to get out and I don't have $350 to have it extracted,
that's real.
That could really help me out.
That's real. Yep.
That's we thought it was a cool thing, but at that show it was that interaction where you're just sitting there. You don't realize until 3 hours later that you haven't moved your knees the whole fucking time, and you go to take a step and you almost fall down. You know,
that's
because
it,
you
man.
were that drawn in.
That's it.
That's that feeling. Man.
That's what you want, man.
Totally understand.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to obtain out of town for sure.
Especially for you, man.
Because
people understand. Like even people that know me, a lot of times, kind of probably understand that people have just straight up told me that I'm not approachable. You know what I'm saying? Because I sometimes give off that vibe. Like
Sure.
I'm not looking you in your eye because I don't want to be approached by you right now.
Yeah.
And it's not because I'm a dick. It's because I'm stoned, and I don't like looking at people in their eyes when I'm stoned, man. That's it. All right. Blame it on
I'm the exact opposite. I'm highly approachable,
Yeah.
and I'm also always into
and
something.
you have that
I'm
beautiful smile.
Absolutely,
on,
man. I'm
You have a
always
welcoming
interested.
smile.
I'm always exactly. I always want to know what are you doing,
Yeah.
you know, and what can we do together? You know, it's like I don't know. Like I'm always looking for an opportunity.
Yes,
you know,
I love it. I mean, and when I am sociable, like same thing with like going out to shows. Like right now, I always say that I don't like going out, and everybody's bitching at me. Like Kurt's always like, "Man, oh, you finally got out a couple nights, huh?" And it's like, it's every time I go out, I have a blast.
Yeah.
But getting me out there is the hardest
That's
fucking
it.
part. When
That's
I have
it.
kids at home and
Yeah.
I already do this, you know, for an income,
Yeah.
it's like I would rather hang out with my kids, go down to the fort and fucking throw a frisbee all night.
Yeah,
you know?
man.
Like,
That's it, dude.
it's what it is.
It is what it is. I think as an artist, you gotta have that balance. You gotta have that balance.
You know, it's like I had a lady one time look me, and we were at Underbelly, and she looked me straight in the eyes, and she's like, "Hi, Bryce, how you doing?" I'm like, "Oh, hi, how you doing?" And she said, "You don't remember me, do you?" I'm like, "No, I remember you." She's like, "What's my name?" It's like what?
Sharon?
Yeah, I don't know.
Sharon?
Yeah. I'm like, I couldn't believe she literally told me, "What's my name?" And I was like, "Boom, I'm busy right now. I'm sorry." Like, what do you say after that? Now this is why.
I don't know. You forgot your name tag.
Yeah, you didn't bring your name tag.
Obviously out of uniform.
But I love everybody, man. Like I said, especially since I've been sober, it's like everybody that I run into, even people that I already didn't care for or something for some reason, I'm just trying to find the good in everybody. And usually you can find good in somebody.
Absolutely.
If you cannot find the good in somebody, then they have to be a real piece of shit.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
They're out there.
They're out there.
They're out
there.
They're out there, but they're hard to find, really, if you really give everybody a chance.
I will say though, like your sobriety change, man. I gotta say, I love it, dude.
Yeah.
And like, dude, it's great to see like you and like, yeah, I got, you know, it's a new, I don't say it's a new thing, but like, it's a popular thing now. People that are like, that's the fucking lifestyle they're choosing.
I think it's the age that we like in the group that we run into.
Yeah.
I think we all kind of hit the age because a lot of the guys that we hang out with are 40, 45 and stuff like that.
Yeah, man.
And
dude, even younger cats
the
now.
younger cats,
Like, that's like a popular thing with like I'll say Gen Z.
Yeah.
It's not like a fucking millennial.
Yeah.
But Gen Z now, like, you know, they have been, I guess, I don't know, educated, I guess, enough to where like getting fucked up all the time doesn't seem appealing to them. Like, you know, it's like a whole, like, you know, 20, 30 years ago, like that was like what the entertainment was. You go watch movies and it's like high school parties, keggers, you know, like that was like the lifestyle. Binge drinking, like when I was in college, that was the fucking norm, dude.
Yeah,
like,
that's
you know,
it.
you go up to, was it Soho? Fucking $3 Southern Comforts, man. That's a game over, you know.
$2 PBRs.
Yeah, dude. It's like, and in college, obviously, they encourage, you know, that kind of. It did, but now, like, I think people now, obviously, a little more health conscious, a little more.
Depression's a motherfucker because you don't want the people around you to feel like it's because of them.
Yeah.
It's like I've got 3 perfectly healthy, beautiful babies at home, the coolest chick in the world, you know, and it's like I have nothing to be depressed about at home. So when you are that guy that deals with depression anyways, because of, I guess, a lifelong of random trauma and the way that I have compassion. If I pay too much attention to world events and shit, Jackie's the same way, Jack Ranka.
Yeah.
If we pay too much attention to world events and see what's going on and like see what's happening, you know, those stupid documentaries about all sorts of random shit with kids and stuff, and I'm just like, you know, if I see 2 seconds of that shit, you ruin my whole fucking week. You know? Literally. It'll put me in, I'll be like, why am I waking up at 11:30 and not wanting to do shit? Oh, because I'm fucking depressed because you brought some weird shit to light that I didn't need to see. You know, but that's it. It's like, so when it came down to it, Uncle Ray that I was talking about in New Orleans, he died, and that was the guy I stayed with every time I went over there, and we had the key to his house. And that was like Canal Street.
Canal.
Old Canal Street.
Canal Street. And, when that happened, I got really wasted that fucking night. And because I talked to him on his deathbed. His wife let me talk to him, and he was like, you know, in rough shape.
Yeah.
It was bad.
Yeah.
And I almost wish I didn't, but I'm glad I did, you know?
Yeah.
But I think seeing that shit fucking just pushed me over the edge, and I just got wasted one night. fucking broke one of my guitars, falling over, not even trying to smash it, just fell down on it and broke it. Fucking fell and hit my head off the fucking door jamb. Just all the worst things that happened to me. And I woke up that morning, and I'd already, the hunting camp before then, like a month and a half, talked my grandpa's ear off all night, and he's just all like, man, you're fucking drunk, you're blowing the shit out of me. And having him tell me that shit,
That
was
was
like,
the eye opener.
that was the eye opener. Then that last night was just like, okay, dude, time to wrap it up. Because many times I'd quit drinking liquor and got my shit under control, and I could drink beer every day. It wasn't, the beer was never the problem. I could drink beer all day, every day. As soon as I hit that liquor, dude, if I had one shot after drinking 40 beers throughout the day, good night, because I don't eat when I drink either.
Yeah.
It was many things, but it's the best thing I ever did. Like I said,
It's amazing, dude.
There's a lot more positive things to come out of Sober Bryce than there was wild, cool adventures that came out of Drunk Bryce.
But Sober Bryce wouldn't appreciate it as much without Drunk Bryce.
Yeah.
So you got to appreciate the
Yeah.
ups without the downs, man. That's
what my brother
fucking
Shane
life.
my brother
That's it.
Shane and I talked about it, and we laid it out like this. It's like, what didn't you do drunk? And I can't name much shit. I pretty much did everything you can do drunk, and got paid to do it half the time.
Sure.
So it was all like, okay, well,
You lived that life.
I lived that life.
Yeah, man.
I've got that T-shirt.
Yeah.
And I'm good with it.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, seeing people like you and the like bar owners and such, venue owners that started bringing that in like you felt the wave coming.
Yeah, dude, I saw it, man. I saw it, absolutely, dude.
man. Because you started like the one time, like I said, you had that one CBD drink and like the Heineken 00.
Yep.
The next time I came back to 1904, you had like 3 different
NA beers,
three different NA beers, 3 different CBD drinks.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, it's a market, dude. Like you even sell that too. Just like the beer market even sees that now with like the growth of hard seltzers.
Yeah,
like the seltzer market is kind of a healthier step than beer. People see that no carbs.
Yeah,
they still get to have a little bit of alcohol in there.
A little bit of fun.
So a little bit of fun. So it's like
those things got me wasted.
Yeah. But people are doing it, because the health kick into and just into the general overall people's demeanor and lifestyle is like, hey, we got to be a little healthier. We're going to drink some seltzers instead of Bud Lights.
Yep. I think my horrible thing with seltzers was the fact that I would never drink seltzers unless I was completely shit-handed.
That's how you knew you were shit. That's me and Rumplemans. If I'm taking shots of Rumplemans, it's like, go home, Jason.
Dude, I've had many Sean Taunton nights.
Go home.
I've had many Sean Taunton nights with Rumpleman. Like, why am I doing this again?
Yeah.
Whose idea was this? What? Was I hanging out with a certain ginger last night?
Don't get me wrong. We make a lot of money on Rumpleman. So
I'm proud of him. He probably made all the money that he's making.
That's part of his rider. He just gets a half bottle.
Yeah. Here, we're just here. Get that $12 bottle. Thanks for being here today, man.
Love you, brother. Thank you, man.
Thanks for everything you do for
Absolutely,
the scene.
guys. Absolutely, man.
These places are amazing. Come see Spliff's Gastropub, eat the food, get the trust fund or the homegrown.
Get the T-shirt. Oh, yeah.
Don't throw my homegrown away, Jason. All right, y'all. Spliff's Gastropub. Bayard.
Cheers.